Joining us now, Brad Polumbo, co-founder and editor-in-chief of Based Politics. Brad, Javier Milei's, the symbol of him carrying a chainsaw is so epic that where does it go from here for the people of Argentina? They just voted enough with the Peronist agenda that they had suffered enough.
Yeah, they did. And he's going to have a Herculean task ahead of him. He's going to have to try to get the Congress on board. But he wants to take a chainsaw to the government over there. And I'm honestly, this is giving me hope. Because I've always thought there was some truth to that infamous saying about how democracy only works until the people realize they can vote themselves into the public treasury. But now we're actually seeing a country facing economic malaise, and the people are waking up to the fact that the cause of the problem is big government, and that growing the bureaucracy and the taxation and the regulation will only make it worse. I just hope that we can see something similar here in the U.S. and that we don't have to hit 150% inflation or 40% poverty rates before we wake up.
And you see when you have a printing press that just prints new money, you see rapid, wild inflation, which you saw in Argentina. We hope we don't have that here. But now, to try to get his hands around the problem, he is talking about do they peg the peso to the dollar? He's been a big supporter of Bitcoin. But it's a real struggle to get your currency and your economy back on track. To Dagan's point, will he be able to do it, do you think?
I hope so. He also needs to get rid of the central bank, which is one of the key promises that he made during his candidacy. And I'll just say there's something heartening about this. In a time where we've seen massive growth of government under Republicans and Democrats alike here in the U.S., to see someone running on genuinely shrinking the government down to a minuscule size. And he has that famous video where he's ripping down the different agencies, ripping them down, where he's taking a chainsaw to the government. And he's talking about, this reminds me of the Ron Paul era. Honestly, it hasn't been since then that somebody's achieved political traction running on monetary policy. And of course, the media here wants to smear him as far right and an extremist or whatever. But frankly, they need an extreme course correction there, course correction away from socialism and back towards free market economics.
But he's also a free trader, though, which is different. And good luck. And the Wall Street Journal pointed out that Mexico, Brazil, and Colombia tried to paint him as a fascist. Good luck.
Pro-American, pro-Israel, too.
That's what they do.
Yes, it is. So we recently got a little insight into the next generation of elites in America. A study of Harvard freshmen showed that 64% identify as progressives. But do they even know what that means? Because from that same group, 82% are in favor of free speech and expression on campus. Nearly 50% support police on campus, their police on campus, and nearly 2/3 are against renaming buildings with historically linked names. That sounds like conservative to you, to me, but it might be their own vision of progressive. How do you see it, Brad?
Well, I think they just haven't really been inculcated in the ideology yet. So I actually see this poll as good news in a way, right? When these are freshmen they're surveying. Before they go into the college, they support free speech. They support, not erasing history. They support having a police presence on campus. I would love to see them poll them as seniors and see how those numbers have shifted, because I think those 3 or 4 years where they're being spoon-fed leftist ideology is where the problem's coming in. Americans aren't raising terrible kids, right? They're not raising people to totally reject our country's values. That's being, I think, fed into them actually once they're in college more so.
They're just starting commie camp. Once they finish commie camp, they'll be fully indoctrinated. Brad Polumbo, always a pleasure. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.